Welcome back to 428 Shibuya Scramble. The game that keeps on giving. There's a true end for this, and I'm trying to achieve it right now. I don't know if I did it correctly. There's certain choices you have to make. If you don't want any spoilers, but still want to get on the right track, it all has to do with forgiveness, apparently. At least according to the Steam forums. That isn't Canaan. Maria's voice exploded into the silence of the standoff. Okay, this is all still the same as it was before, right? I can't skip it though, apparently. This is for Canaan. This is where she shoots. We're going back to here. Let's see. Canaan had blood on her hands from the time she was a little girl. A walking contradiction of cruelty and childishness, and yet she had lived her life according to her own unshakable beliefs. Meeting her had made Maria think hard about her own identity, yes. I bet she's pretty cool. What did it mean to be Japanese? No, that wasn't a question. What did it mean to be Maria Ozawa? That was the crux of it all. They had been able to find common ground despite differing ideals because both possessed an unshakable sense of self. Maria made her decision. Oh my god, I get the choice! I can't shoot her, I'm not like Canaan. I'll pull the trigger and finish what Canaan started. That's the one way to make this right by her. And if we keep going by the theme of forgiveness, and since we already know what happens if we try to shoot her with Maria, I'll go with I can't shoot her. I'm not like Canaan. Maria's anger dissipated like smoke in a sudden wind. The tension seeped from her body, and she carefully lowered the gun. What's the matter? Alfred smirked. Why would you shoot? Her eyes blazed with contempt for Maria's naivety. Because I'm better than you, you little cunt. That would be a nice answer. No. I'm not being naive, Maria told herself. She's the sensible one. Do unto others as they have done to you. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. What does this recurring pattern of retribution really accomplish? It's just an endless cycle of hatred. That's why I'm not going to fight. Because I'm not like Canaan. Tears flooded from her eyes. I'm not like Canaan, but people who are different can still be friends. And I'm going to honor our friendship by not taking revenge. I think Canaan really would have liked if you don't stain your hands with blood, you know? I think that's what she kinda admired in Maria. No matter what happens, I'm not going to hurt anyone, Maria said. Maybe that's not very realistic, but this is my fight, and I'll fight the way I choose. She wiped away her tears. But Canaan is still, or rather Alfred is still getting away, right? Because the CIA guys are helping her. They're not really CIA, or maybe they are really CIA guys. I don't know if she's working for the CIA or if these guys are rogue. For the first time, Maria felt that she understood Canaan. If she'd been able to see her just one more time, she would have been able to speak her mind without fear. I could show Canaan the true me, and maybe then we would be friends for real. But that wasn't going to happen. Not anymore. Aw, because she did. Maria handed the gun to Tateno, then looked up at the nighttime sky. Ozawa survives this way though. This is pretty nice. This is better than before. In the distance she could faintly hear the sound of police sirens. Not one star could be seen in the sky over Shibuya. Does it change anything else though? A black car, foreign make, arrived at the laboratory and pulled up to the curb. Stanley's superior, Gordon, emerged from the back. A few of his men followed and promptly placed Alfred in handcuffs. Well done, Gordon said. Stanley gave him a slight nod. I'll be taking Alfred back to the headquarters. You can finish up here. Understood, sir. Gordon shoved Alfred into the back seat and slid in alongside her, and the car drove off. Who was that just now? Tatiana asked Stanley. My boss. Sorry, but we'll be taking Alfred into custody. You will, huh? Tatiana frowned but decided not to press the point. I think he was skeptical of them. They'd put a stop to Alfred's plan, and they had saved Maria's life. That was enough for him. Maybe it even began to atone for what he'd done to Hitomi. Kano, Suzune, Kotone. Tatiana pictured all of their faces. Perhaps in the end he'd managed to become worthy of their respect. I'd like to think so. He did the wrong things for the right reasons, you know. That's the problem with Tatiana. It's all over. Stanley spoke under his breath. His gaze locked on the car, taking Alfred away. The black cloud that hung over his heart had yet to lift, but he knew that today was the day he could finally put revenge aside. No longer would memories of his brother bring only sorrow. This'll do, won't it, Frank? Frank up in heaven, making a fuss because he can see that Alfred is being taken away by her allies. No, he wouldn't like that. Abruptly, Maria's cell phone rang in Stanley's pocket. That's right, I meant to give this back to you. He handed the phone to Maria. I wonder who's calling. Maria picked up. Oh yeah, last time she didn't pick up because of Uzawa. She could hardly believe it when she heard the voice on the line. Brusque yet girlish, with a daredevil ring. A voice that had been burned into her mind since the day she met its owner. No, it can't be. She had been sure she'd never hear that voice again. Oh fuck, is it Canaan? What? In an instant, Maria's face was damp with tears of joy. Thank goodness. Oh, thank goodness. Canaan. Maria couldn't hold back her sobs. The tears kept coming and coming. She had never wept with joy like this in her life. Thank God she's crying tears of joy rather than tears of anguish and sadness. Like in the normal end, I guess? 2 minutes after midnight. Oh no, 2 seconds left. Fuck, it's the exact same mistake I made last time. 2 seconds left that she held his breath. He could no longer feel the seconds ticking by. The numbers on the display were changing more and more slowly, but still he watched in fear. 2 seconds. It was impossible not to fixate on the countdown. 2 seconds, 2 seconds, 2 seconds. Kano and Achi continued to stare at the timer. This is all pretty much the same, isn't it? It had stopped. The timer had actually stopped. Yatta! We did it! Achi dropped to his knees with a cry of triumph. The rest of the Shibuya Scramble burst into cheers. You're one reckless guy, you know that? Kano held his hand out. Achi grinned up at him. That makes 2 of us. Ah, that's a real bro laugh. The two clasped hands firmly, their handshake conveying more than any words could have. Achi! Suzumu came rushing over. You did it, man! I knew you could do it! The two bumped fists. Ah, it weren't just me, Achi said. Could never have done it without you guys' help. Suzumu smiled bashfully. Hey, Suzumu, take care of SOS for me. You got it. Suzumu looked him squarely in the eye. Achi gave a little nod and the two solemnly bumped fists again. Suddenly there was a blinding flash. Achi spun around to see Chiaki standing there, beaming happily, her digital camera ready for another shot. I wonder what the fucking publishing dude is thinking. The things he experienced with Chiaki and Minorikawa in these few hours alone. It must have been crazy. Hey everyone, get up! Minorikawa called out to Achi and his pals. You guys are the heroes of Shibuya! Photo time everyone, Chiaki said. Get ready! The young men struck a pose together. Wait, her too! Minorikawa ushered Hitomi over to stand with Achi. Hitomi! Achi flashed her a sheepish grin. It was all thanks to Hitomi that he'd been able to do what he had done. Keeping Shibuya safe, keeping his promise to Suzune. Hitomi had been his inspiration for it all. There were so many things he wanted to say, but he couldn't get the right words out. Achi, Hitomi's cheeks were damp with tears, yet again, just like her sister. Hey now, young lady, Minarikawa called. No crying now. Come on, show us a smile. He struck a goofy pose beside Chiaki. At last, the smile returned to Hitomi's face. It really is the best. Hmm? Hitomi looked up at Chi in confusion. Your smile, he said. It's the best. I don't care what anyone else says. He spoke so earnestly that Hitomi couldn't help but smile even more. Okay, here we go, people. Get your best faces on. At Minarikawa's signal, everyone let out a joyous victory cry. Again, that really authentic and funny picture. I love it. Come on, guys, Susumu shouted. Let's lift the Chi up where everyone can see him. The members of SOS let out another roar. That Susumu actor, he has a beautiful smile. You gotta say, he's in the bottom left. He has a really, really nice smile. Huh? No, you don't gotta do that, guys. Hey, cut it out. But that Chi had already been swallowed by the enthusiastic throng. Is there anything different here? I don't think there is. Hifo, hifo, hifo. Kano just thinking that he's a hero, but he doesn't need the hero's celebration, I guess. There in the middle of the scramble, Chi was being hailed as a hero. Kano looked on with a satisfied smile. What they had achieved together was nothing less than a miracle. It had taken a lot of luck, and more than a few coincidences, for them to stop the bomb. Coincidences? Kano muttered to himself. No, that wasn't right. This was something different altogether. Fate, that's what it was. And not just one person's fate. The destinies of several people had collided, gathering momentum until coincidence became inevitability, and Shibuya was saved. The raucous crowd tossed the Chi high into the air again and again. As a plainclothes detective, Kano would probably never be showered with adulation quite like that. Well, that was alright. A detective's duty was to ensure the safety of the people. He didn't put his life on the line so that he could be a hero. Just seeing all those smiles, that was good enough for him. Kano only needed the approval of one person, and that was Rumi. Rumi, I hope she managed to get out of Shibuya okay. Suddenly worried, Kano pulled out his cell phone. It's gonna end in a second, I think. There was a whole bunch of things he wanted to tell her. He couldn't share the whole story, police rules wouldn't allow it, but he wanted to let her know as much as he could. That the kidnapping case had been resolved safely, for instance. That he'd learned about the tortured past of the detective he so admired. That his partner was going to pull through. That he'd managed to finally talk to her father. That he'd put his life on the line to save Shibuya from danger. Kano is a real fucking trooper, isn't he? Rumi would listen quietly to the very end, and then, Kano thought, he knew just what she'd say. Short and sweet. In that gentle voice of hers. Good job. We never quite got the whole plotline of her being some celebrity or something. It never really resolved, did it? Ah, Rumi, hello? There was no response. Did they have a bad connection? Wait. Hello? Rumi, are you there? This is new. Can you hear me? Look, the case is closed now. If you're still somewhere close to Shibuya, I'd love to see you if I can. You want to see me, huh? Don't you have a mountain of paperwork you should be doing first? The gruff voice was Shizuo's. Oh, you want to see me, huh? Don't you have a mountain of paperwork you should be doing first? Oh, well, you see, father, I told you not to call me that. Shizuo barked so loudly over the phone that Kano's ear rang. Oh, man. Okay, this is a nice end for the true end. Right, no, of course. And yes, I'll do my job. I just wanted to check and make sure that Rumi was alright. Looks like I misjudged you. Maybe you are the kind of guy who would blow off work to go meet with a girl. Dad, hey! Kano heard Rumi's... Oh, Dad, hey! Kano heard Rumi's voice cry out with exasperation. Come on, let me have my phone. I know that work is important, sir, Kano said hurriedly. But Rumi is even more important to me. He felt his panic rising. After all that had happened, he didn't want Shizuo to end up with a bad impression. Oh, be quiet. If you want to see Rumi, you can do it once you've finished your work. Well, but I'm not sure when that's going to be. I waited on you today a lot longer than I wanted. So at this point, I don't care how long it takes you. We can wait all night if we have to. Shizuo let out a peculiar sigh. And then, you and I can talk again about you marrying my daughter. Huh? Before Kano could be sure he'd heard that right, Shizuo hung up. Huh? What? He stared at the phone, his mind reeling. And then he was hit with a veritable explosion of joy. Yes! Kano leapt into the air and shouted with delight, his voice echoing through the Shibuya streets. Oh, we get even more! I love exposition! Once the crowd had put Achi back down on his feet, he rushed over to Hitomi. So, Hitomi. Yes? Oh, nice, we even get fucking subtitles for the music. Hitomi, there's so much stuff I want to talk to you about. So many things I want to tell you. He gazed into her face. But, Susune... He didn't know how to continue. Hitomi smiled warmly. She understood. Go on, Achi. Go see your sister. There's nobody here in trouble that you need to rescue now. Thank you. I better get going then. To see Susune. Achi broke away from his circle of friends and headed out of the Shibuya Scramble. Strangely enough, his leg didn't hurt too much now. Despite all that had happened, he felt invigorated, as if he was just waking to a brand new day. Pardon me. Achi, Hitomi called after him. I will see you again, won't I? Achi nodded vigorously. Of course. Just come to Shibuya. You'll find me. I'll be picking up trash left, right and center. He'd been born and raised in Shibuya, but after today, he loved the place more than ever. I managed to end that on a perfect tone with the music as well. Wow, I'm impressed by myself. Okay, so that's the true end now. Since I looked this up, I know there's still some more stuff coming. Apparently we get some more backstory on Canaan, so that will probably be the next video. At this point I already did the Susune thingy, which is damn. I think the first and only time I'll ever cry while recording a video. Fuck me, that was heartbreaking. What else? Yeah, there's a pop quiz. I'm not quite sure I'll do that on video though. And there's some more side stories, but I don't think they're too important. I'll probably play through those by myself. If you want to see them, I'm sure there's videos of this out there, but it's not quite needed to get the whole picture of the main story, I think. However, having this and having Suzune's ending and Canaan's ending coming up, as I said, I think it's needed. It's needed. We want to resolve all the points, right? So yeah. Guess I'll leave you with the rest of the credits then. And see you in the next video, which could be some of the last few of 428 Shibuya Scramble. Possibly my longest playthrough yet. Bye! Oh crap, I forgot about that. Of course, Gordon and Alfred sat in the back seat as the car sped along the highway. Let's see if there's anything different about that. Here. Gordon tossed the handcuff key onto the seat beside him. What happened? What happened down at the Scramble? Alfred asked, picking up the key and unlocking her cuffs. Lalonde Palmer was arrested by the Japanese police, and the bomb in the attached case was defused apparently. Still, Palmer shouldn't pose a problem once we get him into CIA custody. I see. Much obliged. You really got yourself backed into a corner though, didn't you? Gordon said. Yeah, I was only able to accomplish half of what I intended. Half? Alfred produced a vial from her pocket. It was filled with red liquid. Is that Hitomi's blood? Gordon asked. Indeed. I managed to acquire the antiviral. But when? Gordon peered at her in bewilderment. When I blew up the minivan. In the dim light of the vehicle, Alfred's eyes shone darkly, like those of a wounded animal. Extracting the blood from Hitomi while she was unconscious had been a simple matter. Saving the girl's life had been more than just a means of ensuring her trust. Alfred had been looking for the right moment to carry out the extraction. Total secrecy was essential. If it became public knowledge that the drug existed, and that some of it had been stolen, the value of the UR virus would plummet. Our primary objective here was to destroy that research facility. Still, getting our hands on the antiviral is better than nothing. Well done as always, Alfred. This implies that they worked with each other several times, right? Well done as always. I still can't get over the fact that Alfred is such a fucking mastermind though, as well. Because extracting... It's so early in the story. Oh, this is new. Okay, yeah, this is definitely new. She is musing about how the relationship between Canaan and Maria destroyed it all. This time she's being escorted somewhere? Oh my god. This is spoopy. What will they do? She looks sad. Or angry, depending on how you look at her. What kind of building is that? Is it an airport or... Oh, what was that? Why don't they look back? They should see that she stopped. Oh, was Stanley onto them? Or is she just scared in general? Oh crap, is that Canaan? It fucking is, I think. They do have the same tattoo, or was Alfred once just a decoy? Wow. What? Don't end on a fucking cliffhanger, game. Come on. No. And we didn't quite get to see Canaan's real face again. But we did unlock the black bookmark. Here we go. I think this is what I need to play through Canaan's story. So, see you next time with Canaan's story. Maybe we'll get some further exposition on her. Maybe we'll get to see how this just ended. Bye.
お前はまだ復讐を考えているな。
パスコードが変えられている。
解放戦線を裏切ったのか。
目的となる貨物車両を3秒に。警報は解除したんじゃないのか。
定か、そちらの進行は。
潜入経路に問題はない。みんな黙らせていいんだよ。
彼女の専門は暗号を破る。
それ以外に理由はない。
カナン、待て。
渋谷の文字はお前とは相性が悪いみたいだ。